What's going on, world? It's your boy Gemini Brown here, back with another episode of Nalo Kicking Knowledge. It's been a while since I've made an episode. I want to thank everybody out there who shot me a message to see what was going on with me. I'm A-OK. Just like I said, one thing you gotta know about me is I'm a true Gemini, constantly involved in many activities. So my time is something that I try to balance, and when I put my attention to something, I like to be all in. So when I get into my astrology, I'm really all in, and it's a certain way I go about embodying an astrology. It's not like I'm just, okay, today I'm going to talk about this. No, it's kind of like I live what I'm talking in a sense. But I'm back in the zone, ready to do what it do. And today we'll be talking about Venus and Sagittarius. The sun right now is transiting through Sagittarius. Um, Lots of things going on out there. Lots of things. I think we just had a square with Jupiter, and the things are kind of tense, but nonetheless, we should all take advantage of this optimistic energy as Sun transits this beautiful sign. Now, when Venus gets into the sign of Sagittarius, which represents philosophy, culture, the the law of religion more specifically, right? Dharma, preaching, optimism, right? When Venus gets into that sign, she wants to experience pleasure through these things: philosophy, culture, so on and so forth. So what we have is a person who is drawn to these qualities in other people, but seek these things out for pleasure in their life. So Venus and Sagittarius goes into a category I like to call sapiosexuals, because they are extremely attracted to intelligence. Anybody they entertain romantically, or just any relationship of kind, they're seeking to learn something from that individual. Venus and Sagittarius in relationships, these are the type of people that will date outside of their culture. These are also the type of people that may be born with no religion but acquire one throughout life. Or a person could be born a Christian and converts to a Muslim. You just never know. The mind is very open. Jupiter is ruling Venus, and we all know that Jupiter expands upon things. So in whatever house Venus is in, we're expanding on these qualities through the things of that house. All right. I just did a reading the other day for a cool individual. She has a YouTube channel as well. Her name is Impless Painter, and she's like a motivational life coach, and she teaches people how to manifest and things of that nature. And as soon as I got her chart, the first thing I noticed is that she has a grand trine in fire, right? Grand trine in fire, and Mars and Jupiter in the ninth house, and I forget what the other planets involved were, but immediately, I saw somebody who had this natural affinity for philosophy and preaching to others. So Venus and Sagittarius, they're very much that person, in their relationships with friends or whatever, that is good to get advice from, that wise person. Okay. And not only are they good at giving advice, they're great at teaching others too. And I would say for this position, the reason that they're so good at teaching others is because Venus is in essence controls our hobbies and talents and things that we're good at. And being that it's ruled by Jupiter, it just makes a natural affinity to want to teach others. But they're also eternal students, always looking to learn from people. So definitely one of the least materialistic signs out there. These people are lifetime travelers. God willing, with the correct financial situation, these are the people that travel every year, maybe 2 times a year, right? It's just a natural need, and that's how they go about experiencing pleasure, right? So this is why sign placement is very key in the expression. Okay, so now linking this up romantically, in the type of relationships that to sustain their relationships, the person needs to be constantly learning and experiencing, right? Their relationships aren't necessarily, they're not in it for the material gain, they're in it for the spiritual gain. Okay, so this is really one of those signs that is non-materialistic. It kind of like stabilizes Venus. But as far as pleasure, they definitely seek pleasure. They just seek it through that Sagittarian way. Definitely a sexual sign, in my opinion. I remember when I did the top sexual signs that had Sagittarius at number 3, and a lot of people were surprised. But it's just like, Aries gets turned on by the person's body and, macho-ness. Sagittarius is getting turned on by the intellect level. So you can just imagine, and the adventure that the relationship can provide. So, once your needs are being met, you're more open, you're more sexual. All right. So it's like I said, with the Aries person, they have a natural sexuality about them, but it wouldn't be the same as if they had that partner with that ideal body and things that really turn them on, you know? Another thing with this, for a woman, it can really, like I said, Jupiter expands things. So this can make a woman well endowed in many different areas. All right, even like, say we have a Sagittarius ascendant, with a Venus there. This can make for a very well put together, voluptuous woman. All right, because Venus does well in the first house, enjoys being in the first house, and takes pride in putting themselves together. But like I said, Jupiter's expanding qualities here. All right, but I definitely, in the name of relationships of the love kind, or just in general, put yourself, if your Venus is Sagittarius, especially if you're going into a period where you're waking up and you're coming into this knowledge, you need to be around people who encourage that energy and are adding on to that, because it resonates with that natural love that you want to experience from the world. Your idea of pleasure and that experience comes through learning about different cultures, seeing different things, and really cultivating your spiritual side. So that's pretty much all I have to say about Venus and Sagittarius. Uh, until next time, guys. Peace.